Hello, I hope you're well. It is a Friday evening. I'm at a bit of a loose end. I have a little excess energy and I'm feeling a little bit chatty. So I thought I'd come on and have a surprise random ramble about something, probably keys, and pretend I've actually got some friends to talk to, a bit like being in the pub in the good old days before I had a mortgage. I realise it's quite unprofessional to come on Instagram and have a little chat with a glass of wine, and probably doesn't look very good at all, but I don't really care. This is me, this is what you see is what you get, this is what I'm in the mood to do, so here you go. I've never claimed to be perfect, and I'm not, so cheers. I do like wine, it tastes fantastic and it makes you feel funny, to quote Alex Lighton of Rush. But I will say, just in case anybody ever watches this at all or in the future, remember to drink responsibly, just like I'm doing. It will probably be the only glass I have this evening, because to be honest I only really need one. It's a nice drop, that. So yeah, keys. I thought I'd talk about keys because I really need to get a life. I have nothing else to talk about pretty much. Well, I probably do, but that is what I'm into, is old keys, these things here, which it's a fascination that comes from childhood. When I was a little girl, my mum bought me a pair of school shoes. This is back in like the late 80s, might have been early 90s, but that does show how old I am, doesn't it? So yeah, I don't look it, do I? Obviously. But yeah, that's where the fascination comes from. It was a toy key that came with these shoes, and I thought this key was like the best thing ever, because inside the sole of the shoe there was a little keyhole, and you could put the key into this keyhole, and on the sole of the shoes there was a little picture and it turned it. Oh, it was amazing. I just thought it was the most magical thing ever. So that's how I fell in love with keys, and keys cropped up through my life in various places, and I always felt drawn to them. But as you do, you kind of forget about these things as you grow up and get into other things and do other stuff. But it was always there in the background. And I was always an arty person, always like drawing and painting and stuff when I was a kid. And although I didn't really draw and paint keys as such, I was kind of more into copying pictures of ancient Egyptian treasure out of books that I borrowed from the library. God, I really am selling myself here. I'm not very interesting. I'm quite a saddo, and but that's what I used to enjoy doing. You know, that's what I did when I had nothing to do, which was all the time. So yeah, the keys started to become a thing in my artwork about 5 years ago properly, but it had been creeping in probably about 10 years ago, about the time that I started to draw portraits as a living. I set a little business up as a portrait artist, and I was actually doing quite well. You know, I was getting real regular customers, and you know, word was getting around, and I was doing really quite well with it, and I'd become very accomplished at it, and you know, so it was all going the right way. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these keys start coming in, and I really needed to draw them. It felt really uncomfortable to draw the portraits, although I still do draw portraits, and I would do a commission if anybody wanted one. This whole key thing just became too much. I just couldn't ignore it, and it's been that for 5 years. So it started off, you know, like my portraits were black and grey. They looked pretty dull, to be honest, because I was doing grey keys on a grey background, because that's just what I've been doing with portraits. And I realised I did want to work with colour, and colour wanted to come in, but I'd always been scared of using colour because when I'd painted as a younger person, I got ridiculed and like savaged by somebody, which knocked my confidence. So I was scared of painting and scared of using colour, but I knew that I needed to kind of go down the colour route, so I had to push through that, and started to do that. And over the last sort of 3 or 4 years, I've had to learn to paint. I've had to learn how to like develop my style, get okay with that, get comfortable with it, and then work on it, refine it. And that's kind of what's been going on for the last 5 years. And I cringe at some of the stuff that I've shared over the years, and some of the stuff that I've actually sold as well, although I hope the people are very happy with them. But I look at them now and think, oh my God, I can't believe that I actually showed that to people. But it's now starting to come into its own, and the sacred geometry is starting to come into it, which has been wanting to come through over the last sort of 3 or 4 years. And I was scared of that too, because I didn't know what the hell any of it meant. All these like mandala things were coming in, and I was just like, oh God. So I'm actually now doing a sacred geometry course. So God, I mean, the things that have happened since I started all this key stuff, there's weird doors opening here, there and everywhere. But it is all very interesting, and you know, it's leading me down an interesting path, which I really do want to see where it takes me. So really, like over the last 3 or 4 years especially, I've been muddling my way through with no idea what I'm doing and where it's all going, sharing the process, because I really do believe in not being a polished, perfect, you know, this is how I can do it, and that's how I could do it from the start, because that's not how it is. You have to develop yourself, you have to mess up and do a load of crap, and I have tears and tantrums all the way through it, and you know, and I kind of want to be honest about that, because when you see people who are good at stuff, quite often it looks like they were an overnight success at what they were doing and that they could always do it like that, when actually there's an awful lot of hard work and, you know, learning and refining that goes on behind the scenes. And I kind of want to show some of that, because that is the reality of it. I'm just as much clueless as you are, probably confused about why I'm doing what I'm doing, but that's what I wanted to share. So yeah, you know, I can only be honest about that. But also it's the why am I doing it. I've also had to work out why I'm doing it and what I'm saying with it along the way. And although I know, because it's all in here, I mean, everything you need and everything you know and want and you know what you need to do, it's all in there. And that's the symbolism of it with the keys. You have to unlock all that real authentic stuff that's inside you, and that's what I'm trying to sort of say with it as I'm working it out myself as I go along, I guess. And you know, what you feel passionate about, you know, genuinely inside, is, I believe, quite integral to your life purpose, if you want to call it that. What you're here to do, whether you sort of want to do it consciously as, you know, something, you know, that you want to do in the world, or whether you just kind of do it because that's just how you feel, you know. But you know, that's what the symbolism with the keys is about for me. It's about unlocking, and that's what I want to talk about with it, because as I've been going along on this like path, I've been unlocking my own authenticity as well along the way, while I work out, you know, what it is about it. You know, it's buried under years of conditioning and trying to fit in. And so what is it that I'm actually banging on about with all this key stuff? Well, as we've established, the reason that I do these paintings and drawings of keys is because I love keys, and I have done since childhood, so we know that. To be honest, I don't think I picked the keys. I think they picked me, because it was just the way that I can easily kind of convey my message and use my voice with it. But what I really, 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 really want for people, mostly because this has been my struggle-free life, is I don't want people to feel afraid to be who they truly are, because I've felt afraid in my younger years to be who I truly am. There were times where it didn't feel safe, where I was ridiculed for it, excluded, ignored, kind of brushed off, and it hurts, you know. It's quite painful. So you kind of almost build this little sort of cocoon around yourself and like put on this facade in order to kind of feel safe to navigate your way through the world and the dynamics of the people that are around you, I suppose. Well, that's kind of been my experience. I mean, I have more or less danced to the beat of my own drum for a lot of my life, but I haven't fully showed it and shone with it because I didn't feel that I could. And you know, I've never fitted in whether I wanted to or not, so I might as well just have been, you know, who I was in my full glory. But I didn't feel like I could at the time, because it was an issue of self-worth, not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough, you know, feeling rubbish, feeling like I got things wrong all the time. And none of that matters, because if you're completely comfortable in your own skin and proud of who you are and your values, and you love who you are, and you should, because you're here to be who you are. You know, you're not here to be someone else or another version. You're here to be you. I mean, you wouldn't be here if you weren't meant to be you. And I just want people to own that and completely, you know, soak that up, rather than feeling they have to show up as another version of themselves in order to. And it is scary, you know, when you do open yourself up for ridicule or you know, exclusion, if people don't align with you. But then in the end, if you just carry on being you, you're going to be so much happier in yourself and so much, you know, more at ease and at peace. And all those people that are not meant for you and who don't resonate with you will just start to fall away. And it may not always be easy, comfortable or pleasant, but they will. And the people that are meant for you will either stay if they're already there, or they will be attracted to you. And it's just kind of getting over the fear of all that. And because that's a journey that I've been, I hate saying journey, it sounds so cheesy, doesn't it? But because it's what I've been learning over the last few years especially, and kind of fathoming out while I've been doing all these bizarre paintings of keys, because I sort of am at a good place with that now. I just want that for other people. I want them to feel comfortable and secure about being themselves and being who they truly are, because I know that they will feel so much more at peace with themselves. So that's kind of what I want to help people unlock, is their own, you know, authenticity. I want to help people realize that they are totally more than enough as they are, and they are good enough, because I didn't feel that way and it was horrible. And I wish I had my head on my shoulders when I was younger now, so I could tell the little me, you know, and it would have saved me a lot of hassle and a lot of heartache. But then if I hadn't have gone through that, I guess that I wouldn't be where I am now and able to say whatever it is that I'm saying. But, you know, I just want people to not feel bad about being who they really are, and I want them to realise that actually we need you as you are, so please be you. You know, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's not all glass of wine, actually might not be everyone's glass of wine, but you're not meant to be. You'll find your tribe, and that's what I've been trying to do, find my tribe. And I was never going to find that by being anything other than who I really am. So, you know, I feel very passionate about that. I just want people to not feel shit and to feel really at ease and at peace with who they are. And you get there by unlocking your true authenticity and doing the things you love, even if they're seemingly silly little things, like just listening to your music that you love, having 5 minutes on your own to do something you really like doing, or just having a lay down, or having a cup of tea, or just going for a walk, whatever it is, you know, just making that space for you to get to know yourself, and sort of having time to yourself is the way that you do that. That is a key to unlocking that. And I'd forgotten that for quite a few years, you know. It's not until quite recently I just started saying sod it to a lot of stuff and going, I am going to go for a walk, even if it means I've got to get up at like 5:30 in the morning and go out then, you know, just to have that space so I could hear myself and hear, you know, what I needed to hear from myself. You know, you need to make time to listen to your music so you vibe off it and feel good, or you need to make time to do that bit of drawing that you want to do, or you need to make time to just, you know, bloody have a bath and just lay there and just relax for a bit, you know, that kind of thing. Just all these, like, what we think are silly little things are all the little things that kind of relax you and make you feel good, and you vibe off them. And then you start to really hear yourself, and you'll hear more of yourself, and then you'll hear more of what you need and what you want and what you love. And the more you do that, you kind of find yourself and your peace and, you know, all that. So that's kind of what I'm trying to say with it. And I really am rambling now, aren't I? I think it might be time to go. It's not at the pub, but time to go home. But yeah, that's basically what my key stuff is all about. It's just the symbolism of unlocking who you truly are, and what you love and what you want to be, and not being afraid of that, because you are you for a bloody good reason, because the world needs you as you. So that's kind of what I wanted to say with it, really. And I'm doing this whilst I'm on that path myself. Although I've come a long way over the years, I've still got work to do. I think life is an ongoing healing process. So, you know, I'm happy to kind of share my pearls of wisdom as they come up, and as I feel I need to speak about them as I go along. And there's quite a lot of stuff in my archives that I'm yet to share about experiences that I've been through. I mean, I could write a book. I didn't think I'd had much of an eventful life, but when I look back, there's some blimmin' gnarly stuff that's happened that's pretty unbelievable. And I have learned so much about myself, and about life through them, which I will share when the time is right. But yeah, I just want people to believe in themselves and believe they're worthy and more than enough, because I've struggled with that, and I don't want people to feel like that, because it's horrible. So yeah, there you go. So maybe that will give you a little bit of a better idea about why I do all this weird artwork with keys, and why I do all these weird paintings that, when you look at them on the surface, don't make any sense at all. Why would anyone paint keys? But yeah, it's because I like them since I was a kid, and also because there is stuff that I want to share, and I want to be that little emotional support through the artwork for you, to remember that whenever you see a key, to know that you are the key and the lock to unlocking who you really are, what you really love, that will lead you to the sort of life that you want to live. So yeah, perhaps I should just go away now and finish my wine. But yeah, that's kind of it. So that was a nice little ramble. It's quite a long one today. I don't know if anybody's still here watching, but if you are, thanks, because, you know, I do go on a bit sometimes, and I definitely go on a bit when I've had one of these. But yeah, that is the fun of it, isn't it? I shall go and responsibly enjoy the rest of my wine elsewhere, and leave you to enjoy your evening. It's probably not Friday evening when I actually post this. That's if I post this, because I'll probably like feel a bit of a tit now. But there you go. What you see is what you get with me. This is me. So yeah, anyway, I hope you have a lovely evening, whatever you're doing. I hope that I didn't bore the arse off you, and that it was a bit interesting, maybe. But yeah, I will continue to unravel the mystery of my key artwork as I go along, I'm sure, if you want to stick around for that. And yeah, anyway, thank you very much. Love you lots.